good evening, good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the Zwift Community Live broadcast of the best race. Fiets Magazine Racing Series has invited to a live event in Amsterdam 8 racers that are going to battle it out against each other out on the UCI Harrogate course for 2 laps. It is a closed event, so only the racers that are invited to the race for the live event will be competing. We do have Lionel Viasten, Joost van den Bosch, as well as Kjon van Geit, Pim van Diemen, and then it's going to be Wesley Ooms, Jacek Karlik, Paul Delbert, and Tom Bovary are all battling it out on the course out there today. We've got about 3 minutes to go to the start of the event out here. As far as the riders go out here, definitely some to be watching out for. Wesley Ooms is one I would definitely be watching for. Super strong rider, 78th in the Zwift Z points for rankings. 330th out there in zwiftpower.com, 330 watt FTP as well as 74 kilograms, definitely for riding strong for Team CLS. Obviously, Lionel Viasen out there, Canyon ZCC, one to be watching out for. He specifically publicly was saying he was focusing in on this race series in order to make this live final. There are prizes on the line there at the live final. We were trying to get some shots of what things were going to be looking like at the event, but we were unable to bring them in. So apologies on that, but we will be definitely getting going here in a minute 25 for the rest of the racing. Then we obviously have a Jacek Karlik. He's out there, level 48 Zwifter. He's got 275 races, 550th in Zwift rankings right now, and 177. Recently did the Tour de Zwift stage race number 4. 17th place. I think he was just doing that as a warm-up race. Now, we are live right now over on Facebook, Mixer, Twitch, as well as YouTube. Before the races are going to jump out there, we do have the chat as well. If you do want to come on in, let us know what you're thinking. Let us know how you are who you think is going to win, what's going on with you and Zwifting, whatever you might want to be doing as far as that goes. Go ahead and get involved in the chat. We'll be able to bring your questions, comments, as well as your cheering into the broadcast. 54 seconds to go. Now, if you do want to get involved in the Fiets Magazine series, you still do have a chance to do so. The final event will be tomorrow, actually, for the Fiets Magazine series. So go ahead and jump on out there. Tomorrow, they will be on the Richmond UCI Worlds course for 2 laps tomorrow for that racing series. And that includes A, B, C, and D riders, actually, all across for the categories. So still an opportunity to jump into that racing series and be a part of it. Canyon ZCC race director hanging out in the broadcast. Good to see him and saying he's a little bit biased on who he thinks is going to take down the win out here, and I can understand that 100%. Let's go ahead and jump into the racing. The riders are just getting out on course, and as we do see them jumping out on course, we do have, it looks like, Viasen right here, 3.9 watts per kilogram, pretty steady. It was a kick from the get-go. Van Geit there with a little bit of a kick there as well, as you can see here, up into 7 watts per kilogram immediately. Now, this is going to be 2 laps. Now, this race situation is going to be a little bit different than we usually see, though, out on Zwift, because the number of riders being so small, we're not going to have this huge peloton that is going to be giving quite as much of a draft type situation for the riders. So it's going to be much more difficult, I think, for you to just kind of sit in. If the riders do make this a hard race out here today, it's going to definitely affect impact the riders out here and make it so that it's very, very difficult to try and hold on if we do have somebody really trying to break things. And the cool thing is that these riders are all at the live event on the same type of trainers, on the same type of setup right now. Van Diem here now we can see here trying to make a little bit of a move now, it looks like, a little bit 6 watts per kilogram. This is a 3% little uphill gradient through this section. Race 3R here on the back here. We're going to see if Paul Dalebelt can be hanging on. Karlik there as well for race 3R. 2 of the race 3R riders here hanging out toward the back. No heart rate monitor obviously going to be needed as they are at a live event. So anybody that did bring their heart rate monitor along will be having their heart rates on here. But since they are at a live event neck and neck, right next to each other, arena style, the same same stringency is not going to be required. Obviously, weigh-ins on site, the whole 9 yards when it comes to arena racing. Wesley Ooms now here around the front here, 5.4 watts per kilogram coming from him, trying to make things difficult on this little bit of 3% uphill gradient there. Now, I believe double draft is on for this race, though, and I do actually like that with the smaller field. Double draft is definitely going to be a little bit more tactical. And without a huge field in the race, if somebody gives it a go, you'll be able to find a wheel and work together with them much easier to try and break away. A lot of times, double draft is a little bit more of an issue when it is a huge pack that just tends to give everybody a huge amount of speed rather than making it a tactical race here. But in this situation, I think the tactics is definitely going to be a little bit more strategic, a little bit more added to the race out here today because of the double draft. Ooms here just continues to press on, though. He really wants to break things early up. Team CLS making it happen. Line of the Austin here kicks over the top here, 7.9. We're seeing the responses here coming from the riders behind him. Vyastin actually goes right over the top. He wasn't looking for a wheel. He was looking to make this break happen now. Bosch now following up 7.8 watts per kilogram coming from him out of the Netherlands there. Now it's going to be Van Geit following it up there, 8.9 watts per kilogram coming across the line. Now there's 3 going off the front here. It looks like it's going to be Bosch, Van Geit, Vyastin there trying to follow it up. It's going to be Ooms there from the CLS team there as well. It's going to be Van Dyne following here as well. Bulvery here, PD. Oh, the race, the 3R boys trying to respond, trying as they can, but unable to find a wheel. It looks like the downhill is where they're going to have to make it happen here. 3 race 3R riders on the back of this group here, doing everything they can to close this down. They had the advantage in numbers, but not in watts. And it looks like Bosch is the one that's going to be continuing on at 200 beats per minute right now. And it's 400 watts over the top, breaking the group. PD here with Ooms, going to have to close things down. It looks like Wesley Ooms suffering for the early attacks. He's going to find a wheel here, it looks like. And now we've got 6 on the front. Austin, though, coming over the top, making sure that speed stays as high as possible. 64 kilometers per hour right now. Only 2.4 in. It looks like the race 3R boys working together to close things back down. It's going to be Paul Dalebout. Very strong rider. I believe he's been at a few live events in the past, some of the old school CVR stuff back in the day, and I believe Paul here coming across and trying to, looks like able to bring his teammate back into the fold. So it's all back together here. Nobody dropped just yet here. But Vyastin now kicking again into 3% gradient now. It's a little bit of an uphill grind, and then it's going to be a very fast downhill in a moment here. If you can get a couple to come with him across some sort of a gap here, we could see the extreme downhill into the fields of Yorkshire really start to open things up. A little bit of a gap now opening up. It is a race in meters sometimes here, and we do see Bosch here trying to shut that down. He does just that, but Vyastin continues on this incessant, continual attacks. 181 beats per minute, 8 watts per kilogram here. The pain is absolutely real here. Reese is cheering on. We actually do have the DS here of the director's board here of the Canyon ZCC team. It looks like he's hanging out in the chat. Good to see him here. And it looks like Anson Brooks coming in here as well as a couple of others. We're seeing LV for the win here. Larry Parker, that's his prediction, and we are not being disappointed at all as LV continues to punch these orange numbers off the front here. Bosch here looking to go across, as you can see here. Absolutely, the watts are flying at this point as Bosch, Van Geit, and Vyastin go. And it looks like over here trying to respond now. No, Vyastin, is it a dropout? A dropout situation for Vyastin, it looks like here. He's probably got his hands in the air like, what is going on? Van Diemen now going across here. Bulvery, Van Bosch, Van Geit, Vyastin though, 5 seconds. It's not going to come back. Line of Vyastin has been taken out of the race, it looks like, from a dropout. We're staying with him on the other feed here. Probably so much frustration. Kicking into 6.7 watts per kilogram right now. Here's the shot here. Trying to get back, but it's 21 seconds. Never give up the ghost. We'll see if he can make this happen. But 21 seconds up to Dalebout and the others. Up into 183 beats per minute right now. Lion Viassen's going to have his work cut out. It's still 2 laps, though. 2 laps. Will they slow it down? Will there be a gentleman's agreement? I don't think so. He's the biggest threat here on the day. And sometimes flat tires happen, just like in real life. Viassen kicks into 7 watts per kilogram. He's going to have to waste so much energy to bring this back. Here's the lead group. There is a chase group at this point. Ooms, Karlik, and it looks like PD. They are going to be looking for that freight train that is LV to bring it back here from Canyon ZCC. If he can make this happen here, Viassen may have a group of 4 to work together with. But oh my goodness, what a horrible time to be having that dropout here. They get into the Super Tux, though, and Race 3R, we thought that they were going to be in a world of hurt, it looks like, early on. But no, they have put Tom Bovary into this lead group. It looks like Bosch, Van Geit, and Diem all able to make it as well, as it's 4 riders off the front. 33 seconds back, looks like it's going to be Karlik, PD, still on the chase here. Now, Viassen getting into the Super Tuck here. Where are the riders ahead? They are just in sight. With that speed, he's going to have to kick over the top here right now. 4.68 watts per kilogram, carrying 63 kilometers per hour, trying to continue on and bring this back right now. This is what an effort here from LV, but will he be able to make that happen? Backing off a little bit, but 6.4 watts per kilogram now from what we can see. Van Geit, Bovary, Van Diem there. And it looks like Ooms trying to bring it back here as well. Steady 5.1 coming in, not waiting up, but Viassen is coming across. What a move here from him. What a ride from Viassen. Able to bridge this back, 184, and this is what it's all about. Doesn't matter how hard you can hit, how hard can you get hit and keep moving forward, and that's what Viassen is doing. He is moving forward at this point to this chase group. He's going to have a little bit of reprieve. He's going to have 3 to work with at this point, and this is still possible. It is only 21 seconds, and this is why he's showing he's one of the strongest riders we have ever seen amongst the Zwift community of racers here. Canyon ZCC well represented here by Lionel as he gets across, does not give up. He's still got a lap and a half to try and win this thing. Van Geit here, they're going to be shaking, I think, a little bit, but knowing the kind of, this is the NO2. It has been used. Viassen at this point has used so many matches to get back. Will he have anything left in the tank to make it happen? But it looks like the chat is going crazy. I absolutely love it. That is some bad luck here coming from Larry Parker. Let him get back. We've got people in the chat. All kinds of chatter coming on through here saying how awesome it is that he was able to bring that back. Kim Little saying so solid. He's got 21 seconds to go here coming in from Kim Little. Good to have Kim Little hanging out in the broadcast here and cheering on Lionel Viassen here as we do see him bringing it across. Now trying to get across. He just goes right on by. Look at this guy. He does not stop. He just goes right on by the chase group and says, you guys are not going fast enough for me. Let's keep her moving here. 4.6 watts per kilogram. Van Diem here and the rest off the front by 28 seconds. And he just continues to put on this pace. Says, no, we cannot wait up here at this point. We have to close it now. And now the KOM is what it's going to be about. Viassen perhaps maybe needing to take a little bit of reprieve at this point, though, but he will not. He continues on. 3.7 watts per kilogram coming from him. Back in with the leaders, though. Let's go ahead and see how things are playing out. As they're about to head into the KOM, will there be some battles going down here in just a moment? Over here, Bosch, Van Geit, and Van Diem. Off the front, 4 riders trying to take on this KOM. It's going to be Van Geit, BZR here, now represented on the front here. It's the Belgium Zwift Racing Team. 7.6 coming from him, but it is Van Diem here out of the Netherlands now. 487 watts. Now Bovary now coming over the top, race 3R. And Tom Bovary, he was in chat this morning during one of our rides saying he was going to be off the back, taking last place. Tom maybe playing himself down a little bit there in the chat as he is definitely still involved and not even close to being dropped, actually pushing the pace a lot of times at the front here. So good to see Tom, 183 beats per minute here, making this front group. Lionel looking to come across here, 8 watts per kilogram. Just unstoppable, it looks like. I believe he may be able to make this happen. He needs to close down 15 seconds. Over the top is going to be very difficult, especially with the DD on the double draft here. He's almost within sight. We're looking behind. Where there you can just see off in the distance the pink and purple kit of Canyon ZCC trying to shut this down. Back into 7.3 watts per kilogram as he kicks on up. And Lionel tries to close that gap. That's the story of the day. The dropout, the team car, getting him back involved here at this point with 15 seconds. They're coming over the top, as you can see. The KOM is going to be within sights just around this left-hand bend here in just a moment, and we'll see what kind of times they're able to pull over the top of this climb. Looking through here, 21 seconds, and you're in trouble, Johnny is saying. We're hearing it here. Impossible to get back to the front, JB Messenger is saying. I'm not sure. He seems extremely motivated, and if there is a rider that could do it, it would be Lionel. But 6.7 watts per kilogram coming from him. Now backing off. Now kicking again into 9. He just continues to try and keep the speed as high as he possibly can. They are doing 29, 28 on the front. Lionel continues to match or better that now. Now backing off to 26, 27. We'll see if he can bring this back over the top. Now Van Geit here on the attack. 7 watts per kilogram coming from him. Over here sitting into the wheel. Now they may be able to break this. If they do break this, that will give a little bit of sunlight there. A little bit of hope to the chase would be awesome, because if he can bring back 2 riders and these 2 go off the front, we could have 1 lap chase situation with 3 of the strongest we've seen out on Zwift here. Now coming over the top, goes out to 19 seconds. That gap will go far out in just a moment here with these 2 riders getting away from the chase. Tom going backwards. Baldry here now going backwards, though it looks like, unable to hang on to the pace. Van Diem here getting back into the group. Will Tom be able to bring this back, though? Actually, 3.5 watts per kilogram coming from him. The group is starting to roll away, though, and it looks like Dutch Racing with Van den Bosch is starting to keep the pace as high as possible. 2 seconds now. Van Diem heading to the front now. 58 kilometers per hour. 57, 59 now. Race 3R trying to make something happen. Vyasa now continuing on, as you can see. 2.6 coming from him. Backing off a little bit. He's got a chase group coming on here. 5th place currently coming from him. Ooms and then Paul Dalebout. It's going to be Garlic here off the back, though. Not going to be involved in this race. Spinning to the finish line, rather, it looks like here. But this is the 3 off the front. Tom Bovary continues to try and make this chase. Unable, though, to bring this back, it looks like here. Vyasa getting into a super tuck. 64 kilometers per hour now. That will bring back some time. He's going to be, it looks like, within about 20 seconds once things roll into the flatter sections and the time gaps get a little bit corrected for the speeds that we see on the downhill in just a moment. Going to be a turn into the little bit of an uphill climb here in just a moment. It's a left-hand turn and a pretty steady kick here in just a second here. We do see the orange numbers popping here now coming from Van Diem. Geit here now, 9 watts per kilogram coming from him. It's going to be Bosch now, also coming up over the top. These 3 working well together here. It looks like Tom Bovary not going to be shutting this down. Backing off the 4.5 watts per kilogram. Looks like just a little too much. Vyasa, what kind of kick are we going to see from him? Resting up in that super tuck here now. It's going to be all about the intensity that he can bring to these climbing sections. It's going to be about matching the speed or bettering it in order to bring back as much time as he can. Looks like he is going to be able to catch Bovary, it looks like, most likely, as he kicks into 8 watts per kilogram. Bovary only matching a 3.7 or so. So 17 seconds up on this 2% uphill gradient going to the sprint section. Things are starting to start coming back, and this is where it's going to get interesting. If we do have the chase with 2, they're going to get a little bit more reprieve and be able to maybe work together a little bit and get those energy stores up for Lionel to maybe make a move and get back involved at the front here. And these riders, if they start looking at each other and having any infight and do not work together, the quality of the riders that are behind may start to bring back some time. Wes Williams kicks into 8 watts per kilogram into this 2% uphill gradient. It looks like Paul Dalebout sitting solid on the wheel there in 6th place. This is the 3rd group out on course. Excuse me, the 4th group out on course. We've got a Soul Chaser with Lionel Vyasa after that little bit of technical difficulty there. Then Bovary here sitting 2nd group out on course, is also no man's land. And then the leaders here with 3 riders, Van Geit, Van Diem, and then Bosch there from Dutch Racing. Looking through the chat here, and Jamie Message saying that he hopes Lionel can bring it back. We're also saying Claudia Baring, former U.S. national champion. Good to see Claudia hanging out in chat. She's saying that kid with the heart emoji eyes there. Come on, Lionel. So Lionel's got a lot in the corner here. And that's always, seeing those kind of efforts when people don't ever give up. It's always good to see. It's better for LV if the front group breaks up a bit. Casey Shum is saying as well. Good to see Casey in here, one of the longest time racers and streamers actually in the world of the Zwift community. Casey, 100% have to agree with that comment. If it does break up a little bit, it is going to be a much better situation for the chase. So we'll see if that does happen. Back in with the chase now of the Soul Rider. He's almost got 7 seconds of difference here. Tom almost within sight, I believe. They're out of sight and out of mind, though, at this point for the front group. So we'll have to see how that goes. You can see off in the distance there in the background, there's the Vyassen's chase. The chase group of Wesley Ooms as well as Paul Dalebout there is involved with them. 2 riders off the back from Lionel. Not going to be involved most likely. Almost a full minute at this point up to Tom Bovary here. 6 seconds now. 5 seconds here is the difference between these 2 riders. It looks like Lionel maybe backing off just a little bit, reserving some energy because the climbs that are coming up are the places where he can make something happen. The question that I'm asking is, does he have a DS in his ear here, giving him a little bit of information perhaps? Something in the ear with the cell phone, a Discord channel perhaps, opened up with the app downloaded. It'd be pretty cool if he was being coached along. Maybe somebody next to him there on at the live event telling him what the time gaps, what kind of efforts he needs to put out at what times here. Bovary now taking the right-hand turn over on to this little greenery. Vyassin now kicking into 6.4 watts per kilogram. As you can see, here's the image of Vyassin about to make the catch. 1 second to the gap, and there is Tom's wheel. They're all together here again as we get back into the main feed. Van Geit, only 30 seconds here. He comes right over the top here. We'll see if Tom and him can work together here and make something happen. It's going to be all about giving the wheel to the stronger rider a lot of times, allow him to come on through. They're going to have to pull, though, at 5+, I believe, all the way through this next half lap to bring back that 33 seconds. And I do not believe Bosch, Van Diem, or Van Geit are very interested in allowing them to get back involved in this race. A little bit of left-hand turn here in just a moment. There's going to be a right-hand turn into the finishing straight for the first lap to be completed. This they will be going underneath the UCI banner and then heading out onto their second lap. Going to be most likely about a sub 20-minute lap. Absolutely flying out there. Currently 45 kilometers per hour, as you can see. Now Bosch here trying to break the rest of the group. 10% uphill grade, as you can see. Van Geit heading to the front there now. 8 watts per kilogram, as you can see. Bosch now following it with another 8. Looks like Van Diem just holding onto the wheel there. Van Geit. If this does break up here, Van Geit may get an advantage over these riders here and just continue on for a lap solo at this point. Bosch now 5.3, 166 beats per minute though from Van Geit. Has plenty to work with, it looks like. Backs off to 3.4. Looks like it's going to come back together here in just a moment. Vyassin here, 8 watts per kilogram. Tom Bovary holding onto the wheel, it looks like here. He needs to maybe... The question a lot of times, do you just continue on with the power and drop somebody who might not be able to follow the wheel, but he needs that extra wheel. He needs that little bit of extra energy. It might not be to his advantage at this point. Tom needs to grab back on Vyassin, maybe hold off just a little in order to allow this rider to come on with you and then keep that wattage up into that 5+, and make Tom do a little bit of work here. Nudge him through, give the elbow, and put that hammer time down on your keyboards here. Now, this is absolutely bonkers racing here. 3v2 at this point is the situation. 3 off the front now, 4.6 now. They're going to have to hold on to this steady effort here. They can't be dropping down to that 3 watts per kilogram. It's only 24 seconds here at this point. The KOM is currently held down by Van Geit. Let's have a quick look at what kind of power that they put out, or what kind of times they put out around the UCI World Course. 18:52. Looks like what the difference is, what they put down out there. Now, the Bovary and Vyassin group there at a 19:12. Less than, looks like 50, almost, wow, 9-second difference here between them. So not a whole lot between the riders there on that. Now, on the KOM, though, for the men here, I've meant obviously 216 over the top there. Vyassin there at 221. So unable to match the power there, but obviously with the matches burned over the top of that KOM. We'll see if they can match those kind of times there. 216 is the KOM jersey currently out there. The fastest time for the sprint section there for this race was a 22:93, and that was actually Vyassin who was able to take that down, obviously looking to close down those gaps out there today. So that's the situation out there currently for the leaderboards. We'll have to wait and see if they do break any of those times. Vyassin continues on this little uphill gradient here. This is a great section to bring back some time, but he's going to have to do better than just matching that 4.9 watts per kilogram, 5 watts per kilogram of that lead group. 20 seconds is doable at this point, but these riders are going to have to work very hard together. I believe Tom here is just hanging on for dear life at this point as Vyassin continues on, absolutely determined to bring back that front group here. Bosch here now, 3.3 here, 195 beats per minute. Now coming over the top here will be Van Diem. He is not interested in slowing down at all. They're almost within sight. You can kind of see off in the distance behind these riders, perhaps just a speck of the riders there. 20 seconds, again, the difference here. Bosch now 5.8 coming across here. Van Geit now suffering a little bit here. 160 perhaps. No, I believe he's got plenty of heartbeats to work with here. Probably just following wheels and not super interested in wasting anything at this point, as it is going to be an uphill grind into the sprint finish. They still have the KOM to go. Couple more bumps before that KOM, so definitely going to be a situation about playing a little bit of games, saving your matches there, because it's going to really be about those orange number kicks, especially onto that finishing straight. It's an extreme 10% uphill gradient into a false flat, and it is everything you got for about 1 minute straight, really. And they're going to have to really save their energy for that sprint. It's going to be very tactical, I believe. But with 3 riders here, we could see a situation where they try and break each other earlier on, especially if they are not interested in a sprint situation here. So good to see lots of chatter coming on through here. Let's hear your predictions. Will this chase group make it happen? Will they bring it back? That's the question here at this point for everybody. Is Viasen and Dovry, actually Viasen here says enough is enough. I got to kick 6 watts per kilogram here. It's within 10 seconds. He's actually within sight at this point. We got a little bit distracted in the commentary here, and Viasen, he is doing it, but the question is he has to do it now, and they see him coming. He has to bring this back right now, because the reality is here comes the downhill. Lionel Viasen is going to bring back a almost 1 minute time deficit after a dropout, but it's 7 seconds. He kicks into the orange numbers here. This downhill section, though, with these riders is going to get the speed so incredibly high. He needs to make it happen now. 10 watts per kilogram, 191 beats per minute. What is it like live there? They got to be screaming in his ears to bring it back here. 8 watts per kilogram. Orange numbers are needed. Will he have any matches for the finish line, though? Viasen, 5 seconds is all it is. 8% downhill gradient, though. 5 seconds. Can he bring it back? There's going to be another kick. Gets into the super tuck. He knows how to play this game. He knows how to use his legs as that controller. And now it's going to be all about kicking through here with the speed onto this little bump of an uphill grind in just a second here. 5 seconds is all it is, and it is coming back. I believe Viasen will make it happen, but Van Geit says no. Kicks into 6 watts per kilogram, but the orange numbers are there. 10 watts per kilogram, and Viasen is going to grab these wheels. Dutch Racing here tries to get the speeds back up here. Viasen still trying to come across. It's 2 seconds. A race of meters at this point. He cannot fade now. They do not want him coming back. They are making it very difficult for the Canyon ZCC rider, but he does it. He grabs the wheels and did what we thought was impossible. Lionel Viasen back involved at the front of the race. 4 riders now. Huge hype in chat there on that one. But Van Diem counters now. And is it going to be said and done before it even starts? Viasen now responds into 8 watts per kilogram, 9 watts per kilogram here. Van Diem here not going to be nice, that's for sure. Viasen looks to come across 190 beats per minute here. He needs to grab back onto the wheels here. It's a 2% uphill gradient here. The draft is not great at this point. Now trying to back off and grab the wheel. Now 3.6. Have they broken him? Have they broken the Canyon ZCC rider? 6.9 watts per kilogram coming from him. Van Geit now backing off the 2, and it's nothing but haymakers and punching into the corner and out, it looks like here, as the brawl has just begun. It's a little bit over halfway. No, there's a little bit over halfway to go here on this lap. We've got the downhill section. They're going to get into those super tucks, and then we're going to have the little bit of an uphill climb through the pastures, going along next to the sheep, and then we're going to be into the KOM, the sprint section, and then the final kick into that 10% uphill gradient here, and that will be the race that is left here. Those are the opportunities still here. They're going to have to make them happen here with the punches now, and we're getting all kinds of chatter coming through here. JB Messent here coming on through, and he says he realizes the impossible coming on in. Absolutely loving it. You deserve the title. Mary Wilkinson, Scary Mary hanging out in chat. Good to see you, Scary Mary. Absolutely awesome. Solid results for Mary Wilkinson and Canyon ZCC in the Tour de Zwift. Martin Wright coming on through with some chatter saying the beast himself here. And we got a couple over at the Twitch chat as well. Absolute monster from Phil Clark here, and this is at a live event we see from Reese ZCC. Absolutely awesome. Everybody's absolutely loving it. Great job to the Canyon ZCC rider coming across. But we've obviously got Bosch, Van Geit, and Diem still looking for the win, and there are prizes on the line here for, I believe, the top 3. So one rider, I think, in this group will be missing out on that. How many matches were burnt, though, is going to be a question as well between these riders as we get the downhill section in just a moment. Will there be an attack here into this downhill is going to be a question as well, I think, as this is super high speeds that we're going to be seeing here in just a moment. Let's go ahead and cut back into the on-site camera here. Vyazin gets into the super talk here. Van Diem sitting in at 2.6 watts per kilogram. Van Geit going to the back now, 2.8, trying to maybe reserve a little bit of energy, spin out the legs. All of them getting into the super talk, except for Bosch, actually, still kicking into 123, really spinning things out, interestingly enough here. 1.0 watts per kilogram now into the super tuck here, looking to maybe grab onto the wheel at the back of the pack here. 172 beats per minute. A little bit of a kick here now coming from a few of the riders. They come into this little 2% uphill grade, now back into a negative grade, as you can see. And Vyazin now to the front, resting up 1.5. Now 168 beats per minute. Van Geit here now kicking into a 200 watts. A little bit of kick there from Vyazin here. Obviously able to rest up. Has the heart rate come down, 174 still. He put a lot of energy out there, and a lot of times when the resources get burnt like that, it's very difficult to bring that heart rate back down. Van Geit now 143 has been sitting on. Dutch Racing here with Bosch here, 179. Van Diem here now, coming to 9 watts per kilogram very quickly, 132. Just looking to follow the wheels here as they hit the 6% uphill gradient now, it looks like. Heading through the pasture now as we watch P. Van Diem now kicking into 8 watts per kilogram, a little bit, sitting on the back here, just following wheels. Vyazin, 5.5. All looking at each other, I believe, at this point. Not very interested, I don't think, at this point to make any kind of serious attacks. Van Geit leading things out, 3 watts per kilogram. Gets a little bit of a gap. They're not going to let him roll out the front, I don't believe. Tom Odery here now, out no man's land as he heads into the pasture, as you can see. 55 seconds back. Wesley Ooms jumping into the extreme downhill sections as we hit negative 16% gradients. Ooms with Paul Dale, but still on the wheel here, 6th and 7th place now, as you can see. Karlik here spinning to win, spinning for the win in 8th place. 8th place across lines, what he's going to be getting, but definitely going to be finishing up this race here. It looks out here today. So that's the current situation. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4 groups out on course. Solo rider along with 2 in a chase as the 3rd group, and then the solo rider out there in no man's land trying to bring things back, or at least hold off the 30-second chase here. 4.6 watts per kilogram. It may be a battle actually still for 5th place if they do bring him back. Coming to the top here now of this little climb through the pastures in just a moment. They'll take a right-hand turn and finish out the fields here, and it'll be a right-hand downhill in just a moment here, and then the left into the KOM. The last time over the top of the KOM, like we said, I believe for that this was the time around the course here. Before the KOM, it was a 2:16. Now, these riders, I believe, can do something more like a 2-minute climb. So we'll have to wait and see if perhaps they were reserving a little something. I did not see the kind of numbers I was used to over the top of that climb. Usually it's about 10 seconds faster than that. So we'll have to wait and see if these riders, and I think there's going to be a little bit more fireworks this time around as they were reserving a little bit of something for this next time over the KOM. A couple of comments coming on through here from Justicar, as Justicar saying way too early to try and break him there from Justicar. And saying that gonna have to live with the beast for a while. Good to see, loving the comments coming through from Justicar. So, predictions. We're coming into the KOM. Let us know. Will this break on the KOM? Are the riders going to make this happen on the KOM? Or is it going to happen in the sprint section between these 4? Who's got the kick? Who is going to try and make a go at it beforehand? We do see Van Geit maybe going to, and it looks like Van Geit does not want a sprint situation. He kicks in at 10 watts per kilogram here. His heart rate very low here. And 140, 130 even at a point here. So really rested up here. Vyazin now responding very quickly. Van Diem here trying to come across. Looks like he's going to do just that. Just hanging on, though. Could be a second kick, though, that's going to take this down over the top. Van Geit now 8 watts per kilogram. Now, the first time over the top, we did see it right closer to a 5 to 6 steady here. Bosch heads to the front now. Vyazin here trying to break the rest of the riders. He may do just that. We saw him climb and bring it back in what seemed to be an insurmountable gap continues on at 638 watts here. Van Geit following the wheel there. 7 watts per kilogram coming from him, it looks like now. Bosch now is sitting third wheel. Van Diem going backwards here. Is a 1 second gap, and he's got to close this now. These three off the front will not be waiting up as they head into the final Ks of this race. Van Diem now 6.4. Vyasen continues on with a full watt per kilogram more than him. Two riders here just hanging onto the wheel of Lionel now, holding on to what they can for their race hopes. It looks like Van Geit now backs off the 6 watts per kilogram, trying to hold the speed. Vyasen continues to break this pack. 7 watts per kilogram. The meters are opening up. Bosch tries to hang on. He looks like he may do it, but Vyasen kicks again to the second 8 watts per kilogram here. But Bosch now comes over the top. Maybe was sitting and waiting here, but now it's going to be a broken Van Geit, a broken Van Diem here, and it is Vyasen and Bosch off the front now. Netherlands versus Belgium, and 8 watts per kilogram. The cycle in real life cyclocross racer continues to push on with the intensity here now. Bosch just trying to respond, trying to either play it smart, or maybe it's just pure suffering for him, trying to make this happen here as Vyasen made the impossible and now looks to be breaking the rest of the racers here still. 191 beats per minute, 431 watts here right now. We can see there's the king of the mountains, and now what kind of a time was that? Coming over the top here, it's going to be a 2:03.4. Obviously, the last time around they were holding back. Dutch Racing with Bosch comes over the top there, 1 second back now. Over the top, though, of Vyasen now. Van Geit giving up the ghost. It is said and done for him. He has to pedal in for third still, though. Still a podium spot up for grabs here. Van Diem here going to be coming in for fourth, perhaps, if he does not make that chase onto Van Geit. But now it's 2 up ahead here, getting into the super tuck. Vyasen, as you can see, holding onto the wheel, made the attacks here, but it's Dutch Racing versus Canon ZCC. The pain has been absolutely real. Look at this. We see Stephen May coming on through saying, the boss. We've got Larry Parker, wow, ouch, and Savage coming on through here. All kinds of chatter coming in. And we'll see if they are able to, well, if Vyasen is able to break this early on, perhaps. It looked like he was trying to do so up over the top of the KOM. They still got the left-hand turn onto the sprint section here in just a moment. After that, we're going to head into a little bit of a downhill, and then it's a couple of bumps, and then the 10% uphill gradient into the finish line. So, and we got some more chatter coming through. This has got to be Vyasen's best performance of all ever, and I would have to agree. The motivation obviously has been extremely high, and with these live events and the kind of next level that we're heading into, the next phase, I think, of esports, e-racing, and with Zwift, and with the UCI World Championships out there today, a lot more seems to be on the line. Obviously, there is some motivation and an in real life live event like this to put on an amazing performance. And I mean, it's almost opportune to be dropped off the back there from a technical situation, ride yourself back into the front group, and then can he still pull off the win? Van Geit, though, not saying it's over. We saw orange numbers from him just a moment ago, heading into this little 2% uphill gradient, now backing off the 3 watts per kilogram a little bit. These boys cannot play too many games up here. They need to keep Van Geit off of the wheels here. He does have a solid kick to the line. I'm not sure that Vyasen is as much of a pure sprinter as he is more of a climber and just a super sufferer when it just comes to a little bit longer efforts. These other riders may have a little bit more of a kick than Lionel does to the line. Vyasen now 2.3, Bosch bumping up in the 5 watts per kilogram. Van Geit here, he may be writing his own story of a comeback after being dropped on that KOM. 4.9 watts per kilogram coming from him as he looks to chase things down. Bosch and Vyasen here now at the front. As you can see, they're going to be heading through the sprint section in just a moment. Going to be a much slower sprint section, I think, for these two riders than we are seeing from Van Geit. So, interesting to see here. Now, Van Geit kicking to 7 watts per kilogram very quickly just a moment ago. And will this be a close down in a 3-up sprint rather than the 2 that we had expected? Van Geit now coming through here, it looks like at 44 kilometers per hour. He's going to have to match, though, this amazing speed of 52 here coming from Vyasen and Bosch now at this point. Van Geit now 52 kilometers per hour, 52 match there, 50 now coming down a little bit. So looks like Van Geit within 7 seconds now. Looks like over the top now, Vyasen now looking to kick, 7 watts per kilogram, grabbing on the wheel, it looks like, keeping the speeds as high as possible. 6 seconds to the difference, off in the distance. There's the black jersey of the BZR rider, and will Van Geit be able to represent Belgium here, and their Zwift racing team with a close down. 1.9 watts per kilogram, though, is all we're seeing there. 53 kilometers per hour, 49. It's going back out there, not waiting up. Bosch now taking up the charge at the front, kicking into 5 watts per kilogram and keeping those speeds high. Doing his turn at the front here. Vyasa maybe playing it smart. He's burned a lot of matches to bring this back together here, and this would be epic. One of the most legendary Zwift races we've had for sure, and we'll be talking about this one for a while. Even just taking second here on the day is an amazing result if he does. But if he wins this outright on the UCI Harrogate course here, bringing this back up against 4 riders who had broken away, this would be probably one of the best races by an individual rider we've ever seen out on Zwift. Solo effort there, really. No teammates to work with. Up against 4 off the front. Absolutely amazing. Will he make it happen? Now we got a little bit of an uphill kick here. Now this is the final bump. This is the final little bit of a kick before we actually hit the finishing straight. Obviously, we got 9.4 watts per kilogram, though, here. Van Geit, it's only 7 seconds here. He's all in. 8 watts per kilogram. Will these orange numbers bring it back? 6 seconds now. 5 seconds. It's just not enough landscape, I don't think. Not quite enough of an uphill grind, not long enough to bring this back. Van Geit's going to have to kick with a sprint all the way until that final straight, and then they'll just give a go and we'll be gone. Now Bosch now kicking a 5 here. They're working well together to hold off Van Geit's charge. Vyastin sitting in very well positioned. Now bumping into 7 watts per kilogram, coming right on through, keeping the speeds very high, as you can see. Van Geit 3.0 behind. 9 seconds is the difference. Not going to happen, it looks like. Vyastin now 4.3 backing off. Now the games are going to begin. This is for all the chips here on the table. It's going to be an all-in call here in just a moment. Going to be a left-hand turn and then into a right in just a moment, and there will be the wall in front of him. Who's got the kick still? And this is at a live event, everybody. There are people screaming in their ears right now, and it's all going to open up in front of that crowd and here online on Zwift Community Live. Vyastin now, 7 watts per kilogram, looking to follow. No, he's going to go very early. Vyastin, 6 watts per kilogram. Bosch there, 8 now, as you can see. Will he be able to get the gap here, or is it going to be tactical? It looks very tactical, but maybe Vyastin doesn't have the kick. Vyastin looks to follow. He is very playing it tactical. Grabs onto the wheel. He's waiting for the moment. Now kicks to 10 watts per kilogram. He's looking to hold the wheel and come over the top. Will he make it happen? Backs off to 2.9. Is it just nothing left in the tank? That was the question. It looks like Vyastin has been broken. No, 13 watts per kilogram. He waited for the timing, but Bosch looks like he's got the continuance in the pure sprint, but Vyastin holds and holds and holds, and there it is. Vyastin coming over the top. The left 10. It looks like 1,000 watts here to come over the top, and it's 13 watts per kilogram from Lionel Vyastin. Drops Bosch here at this point, and it's going to be Canyon ZCC across the line. He made the impossible happen. What an amazing result for Lionel Vyastin. Van Geit's going to be coming in for third. It's Bosch for second. Amazing job. What a beast Lionel Vyastin is, showing us what quality in real life racing is. Arena racing out on Zwift, taking the Fiets magazine, best of the best, and he just showed us who the best of the best is out on Zwift. He has a dropout mid-race, comes across the line, first place still, brings it all back together, and outsprints the competition. Lionel Vyastin, what a racer out on Zwift. Van Diem here now coming on through. He's going to be bringing it in, I believe, for 5th place still, and then it's going to be PD and Ooms. But let's take a quick look at how that sprint played out there today. It was Vyastin up against the beast of a rider that is Bosch here. Vyastin waited and waited, and there is the move coming over the top. It was a perfect timing. If we actually go back just a little bit here, the timing on this sprint was absolutely perfect. He waited in, and he almost egged on Bosch to give a go here. And I thought that perhaps when he was going a little bit earlier at the bottom of the climb, that was his actual open up into a sprint. But no, he made Bosch make the initial kick, grabbed onto the wheel, and here it is, 1,037 watts there. There is the kick to go to the line, and the perfect timing with those final 200 meters or so, 188 beats per minute, 800 watts, and comes across the line in first place for Canyon ZCC. Solid result there from the man who closed it all down and was able to take down that race. So Van Diem here now hanging out in the kit, it looks like here. It's going to be Tom Bovary here now, though, real quickly. 9 watts per kilogram, able to come over the top there of Ooms and take down that next spot out on course here. But what an amazing race. Huge result there for Canyons ECC. Absolutely epic. Looking through the chat here as people are going through it and absolutely loving it. Wow, 2 big performances in 2 weeks here coming on through from Frank the Tank coming out of the Carolinas. Good to see Frank the Tank hanging out in the broadcast. A lot of longtime viewers actually here and longtime Zwifters. Good to see everybody who's loving it. We're hearing here from JP Messon saying the GOAT. Looks like Rich Askew coming on through as well over on YouTube saying super, super strong ride. Awesome. A couple of others coming on through as well. Can only dream to put out the numbers for so long. And wow, amazing final sprint here coming through from Simone as well. So, hey, thanks everybody for all of your comments over on Facebook as well as Twitch and YouTube. That's going to be it for us of the coverage here of the Fiets Magazine Best of the Best. Now, they still have more racing in the Fiets Magazine Racing Series, actually. This was just the best of the best. The 8 riders that were invited were the best riders in the series up until this point. They were invited to the live event in Amsterdam that is going on right now. And it was a closed event that you just saw that only these riders could get into in head-to-head racing. Pretty cool, in my opinion, advancement in the world of e-racing and Zwift racing in this new e-sport. That seeing these live events that are closed like this kind of keeps the action really tight, as well as the verifications that are all there. Really cool, awesome job there by Zwift NL as well, Zwift Netherlands as well as Fiets Magazine to put this on. Again, we'll be here tomorrow with the final race in the series as well. And then we will be doing the race 3R, the 3R race in just a couple of hours. A lot of the top esports teams are signed up for that online race in just a few hours from now. Be sure to be watching out for that scheduled broadcast here on Zwift Community Live. Again, we are live on Mixer, YouTube, Twitch, as well as Facebook. If you haven't hit that notification, if you haven't followed the page, make sure you follow the page wherever you are watching, as well as turn on your notification buttons so that you know whenever time we do go live. My name is Nathan Guerra here over at Zwift Community Live, and that's going to be it for us today. Thanks everybody for watching. Hope you guys got your rides on out on Zwift today. As always, great job to the racers, and amazing job at the live event there. And as always, ride on.